Parkinson's disease is a devastating neurodegenerative condition. It affects about 100,000 people in Canada alone and 8,000 people in Ottawa. The Parkinson's Research Consortium, or the PRC, was set up with the goal to be an incubator for innovative ideas in trying to understand PD and the causes of PD. We have brought together world-renowned scientists in various and broad areas of research to collaboratively work together to try and come up with new and novel ways of thinking about the disease.
Shelby is somebody who has younger onset form of Parkinson's disease, and most people think of Parkinson's disease as being a condition that you only get when you're in your 60s, 70s, or 80s. It can affect any time in your life. It's certainly more common as people get into their 60s. The youngest person I have in my practice started when he was 13. Shelby, I think, fits the typical progression of Parkinson's. So early on, she had relatively mild symptoms that we were able to control with our current medications. But because we don't have any treatments that affect the progression, things change over time. The research and the whole idea, or one of our initial ideas of the PRC, was to really try to support sort of pilot projects. The money is really directed towards the students and sort of the next generation of scientists to get them interested in Parkinson's. And so what we've been able to do is recruit very high-level people from basically many different places around the world. So we've been able to bring in Dr. Adam Sachs, who's a neurosurgeon, and he's been the real thrust of getting our deep brain stimulation program going. We have another physician, Tiago Maestra, and he's going to help us with our deep brain stimulation program, but also he brings talent in terms of understanding clinical studies better, and so we'll be able to expand our clinical research program here in Ottawa.
My name's Shelby Hayter, and I'm 49 years old, and I was diagnosed with Parkinson's about 9 years ago. I designed a grassroots program called Pass the Baton for Parkinson's, and I took it into the school system because I was an educator, and I was always about exercise and very comfortable with the children's audience and now Parkinson's. And so I kind of wrapped that together and created this program. It's been a wonderful way to teach the youngest in our community about a disease, an important disease, and how it affects people because they are introduced to me, a person with Parkinson's, which is very unique. When we return each year to a school, we report back to the kids about how the money's been spent that they donated, and they meet the researcher, and also about some of the new groundbreaking research that's happening since I had seen them the year previous. The research that's happening at the Parkinson Research Consortium is phenomenal. I mean, the number of researchers has grown over the last 9 years that I've been involved. They've been able to attract famous researchers and lab workers from other parts of the country to join us because they're inspired by the work that's going on. They collaborate. The PRC shares with one lab member and another. To my understanding, I've seen it happen, I've heard about it, and that's unique because they're not waiting for a eureka moment themselves in their own little lab cubicle. They're sharing, and everybody has their own expertise, and some might know about brain cell death and others might know about neurons, and another one will know more about the brain structure, and they're all working together in order to try and solve this mystery of Parkinson's and how it can be cured.
There's no known cure for this disease, but with your support, we are making great strides in understanding the mechanisms by which this disease actually progresses. We're confident that we can find a cure for the disease and alleviate the suffering of PD patients. However, a chronic lack of funding prevents breakthrough research from being performed. We need your help in supporting this research. The money raised is also incredibly important to support the next generation of bright minds who will be required to actually understand Parkinson's disease.